Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the 5e RPG Academy Adventures. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this setting where Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition meets with Harry Potter, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about monsters, campus life, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this setting. You start with familiars in the monsters section. Familiars are an important part of a student's development. Familiars are helpful in a multitude of ways, from providing emotional support to lonely students to being stalwart allies in combat. There are many of them, such as the Akvar familiar. Akvars are cats from Mehri that are considered sacred representations of the cat deity Sekhmet. Akvars are surprisingly intelligent and are capable of speech, but their ability to fly is by far the most valuable asset. You also have the Dracun familiar. Dracuns, also known as pond scum dragons, are common in the swampy territory known as Stagnum, where they feast on the many flying insects that live there. We also have information on the Eye familiar. Eyes are used by summoners as spies and familiars. They also double as weapons in a pinch. As an astrologan, eyes are summoned with their own special silver keys. There is also the Jack-o'-lantern familiar. Jack-o'-lanterns are created by bonding a fire elemental into a regular pumpkin. The animation bestows several abilities upon the pumpkin, thanks to the elemental. There are also details on the Knock-knock familiar. Knock-knocks are guardians for wizards and sorcerers of all sorts. They act as an early warning system, interrogating interlopers and communicating with their masters. And these are just a few examples of the many familiars contained in this section. Then we have other creatures such as the Aquarian Astrologan. Aquarian spirits are most powerful when using their water jet ability, which they summon using a jar as a bonus action. By throwing the contents of the jar at a target, a jet of water blasts out of it, knocking down any in its path. We also have the Canceran Astrologan. Cancerans consider themselves the guardians of their master's appearance, particularly hairstyles, even though they have no hair to speak of. Cancerans will not hesitate to use their claws to take out enemies, but they are just as happy to cut and style hair. We also have the Leon Astrologan. Leon spirits are the most powerful of the astrologans that can be summoned, and therefore are greatly respected by the other spirits. They are also capable of dishing out and taking punishing amounts of damage. We have other things such as the Triptych Mascot. Triptych Mascots are summoned by wizards who belong to a particular house in Zauberreich. These creatures are fantastical and prone to exaggeration and flair, each an interpretation by the caster of the mascot's appearance. There's also the Possessed Vessel. The Possessed Vessel can take the form of a skull, but because of the soul trapped within it, it can just as easily be a small totem, a doll, or a corpse. Then we have the Campus Life section, with many tables and details concerning alchemy, general research, magic crafting, daily life events. I am going to avoid giving more details to keep this review spoiler free. We have information on courses, what happens during a day at the academy, bullying events, chore events, familiar events, mischief events, monster events. This is perfect for solo and co-op gameplay if you prefer that style of roleplay. You also have mystery events, professor events, punishment events, staff events, student events. What's the thing in the pits? What are the things in the walls? What visitors and kinfolk arrive? You also have extracurricular activities involving the use of brooms for racing, dancing, jousting. You also have the Walzer, also known as the waltz or dance. This is alternately dreaded, feared, and highly anticipated by the student body. Held 4 times a year for various occasions, these dances can make or break a student's social standing. You have all of the protocols, the rules to handle this. It's going to be quite fun. You also have the salvage information in order to participate in this sport of the Academy, that is obviously a tribute to Quidditch. And of course you have details concerning duels between spellcasters. So what do I think about 5e RPG Academy Adventures? I think this is perfect. If you like Harry Potter or My Little Witch Academia or any sort of academia in general concerning fantasy, science fantasy, etc., this is perfect. And of course, if you like Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition as well. All of the tables, all of the details, all of the creatures, all of the potential allies and enemies, the different adventure seats, the events. This is so complete. My highest recommendation for this setting / set of rules to modify the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition experience into a magical school life sort of affair. Thank you for watching this review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.